by coordinate chemistry that I told in the last class.
Have you guys prepared for that? Guys, it's a you can write in the chat, you can talk.
Done? Everybody is done? What's the answer?
Ma'am, you can share your screen. Is it possible, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
C answer.
Yeah, okay. And who does not know about resistors, like how to check the value of the resistor by just looking at the colors that they have? Anybody like that?
No, ma'am.
No, right? Okay, so this is your question paper. I hope everybody is able to see, right?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so this was the first question. C is the correct answer. And if anybody has a doubt, then I can explain it to you. No doubts? Fine, let's move to the second question. Should not take so much time, guys. It is easy. How is R dependent to A, area of the wire, cross-sectional area of the wire?
Inversely proportional.
Very good. So if R is increased, then what is the effect on resistance?
It will decrease.
Yeah. What?
If area will increase, then resistance will decrease.
Very good. So what should be the answer to this? Because they're asking about heat. Heat developed is what? The heat dissipated. Correct?
I
So
square R.
if resistance is more, then the heat dissipated will be more or less.
Ma'am, B option.
More.
Yeah. Anybody else who thinks B is the correct answer? Yeah. B is the correct answer. So R is totally dependent. Heat is also totally dependent on the resistance that a wire has. So more the resistance wire has, more will be the heat dissipated. Correct? Let's move to the third question. This is your third question.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, resistance is directly proportional to length, right? So, length is double, then heat is also becomes double, right?
But what are they asking? A constant voltage is applied between the two ends of a uniform metallic wire. Some heat is developed in it. The heat developed is doubled. They are asking the heat will be doubled only if the resistance is doubled, right? How will the resistance be doubled? So there are categories given in it. So you have to hit and trial every category and to see when the resistance will be doubled. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah. Third question. Yeah. Any doubt?
Yeah, ma'am, like if radius is increased, won't area also increase, but resistance is inversely proportional to area, right?
Okay, let's do this question then. I'll solve it. Okay. So your question, I'm solving the B part because that is the answer. So RA is rho A L A by pi r square, correct? And RB will be rho B L B by pi R B square. Okay. Now RA is equal to RB. So how will that be equal? These two right hand sides also should be equal. So this is rho A L A divided by pi R square, and that is also A and B, okay, for the wire. This is rho B L B divided by pi R B square. Now, what are they telling? They are telling that L B divided by L A is rho A R B square divided by rho B R A square. Okay, so this is 2R square divided by what should be the value? So this is rho A to rho B because that is equal, right? So this would be equal to your 4 by 2. That will give you 2.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So the solution of this question also I have shared in the paper also. You can check that. Okay. But if you are doubling and doing something half at the same time, then you have to see the ratio that the whole ratio is becoming double or half. Okay, because it will be a total effect then.
Yeah.
Getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay. Third question. Can you guys see the third question, or should I share the screen again?
It's answer A, ma'am. 1 by 45. I hope.
Everybody is done with this question?
Ma'am, C is the answer.
C. 1 by.
C is the answer.
1 by
How many of you
C,
think
1 by
C is the
10.
answer? Very good.
Answer 1 by
C is
10.
the answer.
MC.
Yeah. So the answer to this question is C. Would anybody explain me how that is?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Here the 30 ohms resistor on the two sides of a triangle formed is in a series connection, whereas so they both combine to become R1 plus R2, which gives 60 ohms. And
Very good.
60 ohms resistance is parallelly connected to the other 30 ohms resistor. So they give out 20, so they make 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 is equal to 1 by R. So we get resistance, the complete resistance is equal to 20 ohms. So by the formula V equal to IR, we get the current flowing through the wire, which is I equal to V by R, where we get we know the value of V, which is 2 volts. So by putting it into the formula, we will get I equal to 1 by 10 ampere.
So, to this question, I would also like to ask you, can you guys give me the current in each part of the circuit, each resistor of the circuit? Just try. We have done a similar question in the last class, remember? Try doing this question.
Ma'am, in the wire where there is only one resistor, the current flowing is 1 by 15 ampere, and in the wire where there are two resistors, the current flowing is 1 by 30 ampere. Is it right, ma'am?
Let's solve it. I don't know because this was a question. I know the answer for this. Let's solve the question that I have just now given. Everybody has solved the question? Because I really wanted to try some extra question, guys. These are questions which has appeared, frequently. Okay, but I wanted to go out the limit and try some questions which they can form in the exams if they want the paper to be tough. Can you guys tell me if Priyanka is right or not? Okay, let's solve this question then.
Yes, ma'am. 1 by 15 and 1 by 30.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll trust you
Answer.
guys once you tell me how you have done this question.
We should use the same formula, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Same formula.
First, we will take only
Put the value
30
of
ohm
as
resistance,
per the
and then
particular
we'll
resistance.
One at a time. Any one of you?
For the resistance in parallel, that is just 30 ohm. Put the 30 ohm in formula, and I is equal to 1 by 15 ampere.
So what you have to do is, I'll tell you, and let's just see if you have done in that manner. The series resistance that you gave the resultant of, like 30 plus 30, 60, you have to give the same resultant just now. Okay? Keep the one resistance as 60, another as 30. Now both of these resistance are in parallel. But the voltage across these both resistances is 2 volts. Correct? Or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So how do you divide a current in a parallel circuit? Based on their resistance, right? It's inversely based on their resistance.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to divide the current in a similar manner. Once the current is divided, the 60 ohm resistance that was the resultant, you again separate that resistance to be 30 and 30. Anybody has idea what I'm talking about? Just talking to myself.
Yes, ma'am.
You have done it in a similar manner, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. Just a minute. This is a question. So I guess you guys are studying at home, especially physics.
Ma'am, D is the answer.
Yes, ma'am. Is D the answer?
Ma'am, D is the answer.
D is the answer. Very good, all of you.
Yes, ma'am. D be the answer.
Yeah, very good. Anybody who has not solved this question? Very good. Really impressed, guys. You are studying at least physics. You are studying. Not about coordination. Not about coordinate chemistry. I can say, but at least physics you guys are studying. Fifth question. Fifth question.
ये भी मिशन के लिए ही आए।
वो देखो पानी में जम गया यहाँ पे। शायद वो यहाँ से ही निकलेगा।
Ma'am, please explain this question.
Okay. So it says that, yeah, somebody said the answer maybe?
It's the answer.
Yeah, C is the answer. Can you explain me why?
90 degree, ma'am.
What?
90 degree. C. Option C.
Very good. C is the answer. How did you solve this question?
I had thought it practically, ma'am. Means I have done experiments. If we incident a beam of light at a 45 degree angle, and it is a situation like this of a 90 degree theta between two mirrors, it will exactly parallel the this word reflected ray will exactly be parallel to incident ray.
Okay. And what will be the deviation then?
I didn't, ma'am.
What will be the deviation in the ray of light? Deviation as in when it strikes the mirror and then reflects, then what is the total deviation? That is I plus R. What will be the incident angle plus reflected angle?
90 degree and 90 degree. No? First mirror it reflects 90 degree. We incident the beam at 45 degree for the first mirror.
So it should be incident at 60 degrees.
And I got deviation will be the 60 degree.
Yeah, deviation will be 60 degrees. Very good. Yeah. So the question says that the two arc plane mirrors are inclined at an angle theta. So you have to keep two plane mirrors such that the reflection from one mirror and the second mirror and the finally reflected ray, the first ray and the last ray should be parallel. Okay, and that will only happen if the angle between the mirrors is 90 degrees.
पानी से चलेगा यहाँ पे देखो.
Okay, so this question is more of a practical question, but deviation you can just find out after you found out that the angle between the mirror is 90 degrees. So Advaryu was correct, and also
I just thought about 45 degree, but any angle can be correct. The angle between mirrors is 90 degree.
Yeah. So what you can do is the angles that are given here 30, 60, 90 and 120. You can draw these angles between two mirrors and see if the rays are coming parallel after the reflection. Yeah. So that is a hit and trial method that you can try if you can't think it that practically. Okay. That works. Okay. Can we move to chemistry? So I have included two questions of thermodynamics because this is also an important chapter and a very lengthy one. So people and students especially don't read this chapter because once you start this chapter, it takes minimum of 3 days to revise this chapter actually. Okay, let's start chemistry. First question. And I must tell you some of these questions are from JEE directly. So,
मैं जानबूझ के कैंसिल कर दिया था वो.
Whose mic is on? Somebody's mic is on, I guess. Okay. What is the answer to the first question, chemistry? 180 for which question you are telling, Shalini? Okay, chemistry first question. Anybody has done it? Can you please tell the answer? What will be the answer to this question?
Ma'am, please explain this question.
Okay. Have you guys revised thermodynamics by any chance? Because this is a very good question, Prakhar. I can explain it, but this won't make your mind, exercise enough to fight for this question.
I'm not started yet revising thermodynamics. That's why I'm not getting.
Okay, then everybody can do one thing because nobody has given me an answer for this question. Go back to thermodynamics today. Today, this is your work for today, and I want the answer today itself. You can check your book for your formulas or anything. I want the answer to this question. This is a very good question, appeared in many exams, including JEE. Is it okay? Will everybody send me the answers by today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes,
this
ma'am.
will help you in revising thermodynamics today. Because once you have your question, you will be searching a whole book for that answer. Okay, we'll revise the thermodynamics. Okay, next question, second, this is easy. This one is easy, guys. R is given, I is given. Just the first law of thermodynamics.
Ma'am, B is the option.
B.
Very good. Who said that? Who said that? Please speak up, guys. You just said the answer, so you should speak up now.
Ma'am, Riya.
Very good, Riya. B is the answer. Anybody remembers what is the first law of thermodynamics?
That energy can't be destroyed or created in an isolated system.
Very good. And what does it say in form of notations? Can you tell me that? So mathematically or by notations, you can say that delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W.
Delta H is equal to
Delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W, where the change in work done here is 0. So delta Q becomes equals to delta U. And delta U is I square R delta small t, which is your small t is what? Small t.
Change in time.
Very good. So what is the time here? Change in time?
5 minutes.
5
minutes.
And the temperature according to SI units that we study and the notations, the time should be in seconds. So how will you convert it into seconds?
Multiplied by 60.
Multiply by 60.
Very good. So what should be delta Q then?
30.
30. Very good. 30 kJ. Okay. Now comes your coordination chemistry. Let's see how many of you have revised coordination chemistry. Third question.
Option C.
Who said you don't have coordination compounds in syllabus? You do have coordination compounds in syllabus. In fact, the whole 12th class chemistry book is there for your new syllabus. That Nata has decided.
Option B.
Ma'am,
Yeah, answer is B.
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 No, option B.
Very good.
Ma'am.
So everybody knows this question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so this question is basically, this is a complex sign and the final, resultant, what do you say, charge is given to you on the top of it, which is +2. Okay, so you have to separately write an equation that you don't know the charge for Al. So suppose this is X. Okay, and other charges you have to consider and write equation and is equal to +2 you have to put. That will give you two answers for Al. Okay, fine. So should I explain this question? If anybody wants, maybe.
No, ma'am.
If somebody
ma'am.
hasn't revised the coordination chemistry, maybe. Yeah, Gargi.
No, ma'am. It's done.
Okay, so I'll tell you the equation. Equation will be x plus minus 1 plus 5 multiplied by 0 is equal to +2. So H2O has a 0 charge. That is why the water is not ionic in nature.